Namaste. I'm your Kalyani. I'm back again today with the next session about lessons of life. And today we will be talking about eternal light and divine truth. All of us come to a phase in our life where we start actually looking into ourselves or what we were taught from childhood about divinity, about God. And I don't know about others, but I sense this urge early on in a very young age. I started questioning everything I did. I started feeling that why am I doing this if there is no meaning at the end of the day? In a world full of noise and uncertainty, have you ever felt like you're searching for something more? I felt it. I felt I needed a light to guide. I felt I need the truth that holds firm. And for me, I found that light in what I call the eternal presence of God. The first part of it is the foundation of the truth. The first thing I learned is God's truth is the very foundation of existence. It's not just an idea, it's a source of everything. Think of it as a guiding light that darkness can never overpower. The truth is limitless. It's full of grace and it's always present, even when we don't recognize it. It is written, you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. I felt that when I learned the truth, when I got the clarity that I was looking for, I felt free. I felt evolved. I felt God is not there in my actions, or He's not there to respond to my actions. You know what I mean? Our day to day ritualistic things, what we do, to an extent, I felt it may not please God. This is my perspective, this is my belief, and this is my feeling what I'm sharing with you. I'm not condemning anybody who follows some rituals or who do something. I'm not condemning y'all. It is your faith. And I appreciate it. For me, what I felt, I'm sharing that. Please don't mistake me. For me, the foundation of truth is the clarity that helps us find our way when confusion tries to take over. Some people say, do puja like this, go to temple, offer your sacrifices like this, do that, do this. I came to a boiling saturation point and I said, no, if there are so many ways, something is really wrong. There should be only one way. And I was in the quest to find that one way. And for me, what I found was it's very simple. God sees the heart, people see the face. God sees the thoughts behind our every action, but people see the action and the results. Or rather than saying people, the world. God sees how truthful and sincere you are in anything and everything you do. But people see how well you do it, how well you get the outcome, how well you were able to please them or please somebody in the world, which is common to everybody. And what I felt under the foundation of truth and under the eternal presence of God is that It is for us to seek him. He's always there to hear us. Like how if my nephew or niece who's just say a year old or 2 years or even smaller, ask me, they call me auntie, I want to tell this, atta or doda, I want to tell this. I bend down to listen to them. I bend down to hear them. The same way God is ever waiting. When will my child call on me? When can I listen to my child? This is my feeling. And I've always seen every time I went to him, maybe with a doubt, maybe with a complaint, maybe with a pain, maybe with something. Every time I went to him, I felt he heard me. I felt that inner peace that he heard me. There were times when I was really alone. I didn't have anybody to share my feelings, my thoughts, my emotions. Like I had mentioned in my previous sessions, I used to write. I used to write like a letter that I'm writing to God. And sometimes I used to read it aloud. And I felt heard. It might be stupidity for people, but I realized early on that God chooses the foolish things on earth to put to shame the wise. Chooses the weak things or weak people on the earth to put to shame the strong. So if I am going to be close to God by being weak, I want to be weak forever. If I'm going to be strong only in the presence of God, and I'm prepared to spend my life being in the presence of God. Only if I'm a fool, only if I am silly or funny or stupid, will God lift me up? I'm prepared to be that for the rest of my life. Because I learned early on the wisdom of the world is just the way to foolishness. Because there are so many simple things that we have to adopt in our life, adapt to, we have to practice that in our day to day lives, leaving which we go for bigger things. I don't know whom we are pleasing. And the day I realized it, the day I learned it, the day I started relating myself to this ultimate truth that I felt I learned, I started growing, I started moving ahead, I started feeling that I don't have to please people, I have to please God. You think about it and you let me know your thought about what is your foundation for truth? What, according to you, is truth? See, again, I'm saying I'm not condemning any religion, any rituals, any practices followed by anybody. Sharing my experience, and I'm saying what I felt through this journey. So please feel free to write your thoughts. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.